lay down all my burdens. Lay down all my worries and my burdens. Lay down all my burdens. Lay down all my worries and my burdens. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. Lay down. If you can stand with us, please. If you can stand with us, please do. All my worries and my burdens. Lay down all my burdens. Lay down all my worries and my burdens. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. Lay down all my burdens. Lay down all my worries and my burdens. Lay down all my burdens. Lay down all my worries and my burdens. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. Lift it up by love. Lift it up by the power of love. There you go. Thank you.
Good morning. And welcome to worship here at Seaview, which stands for Coastal Virginia Unitarian Universalists. My name is Carrie Kilburn, and I'm Vice President of your board. For those of you who are newcomers today, whether it is here in person or in Zoom, Seaview is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, a denomination that is part of a liberal religious tradition that goes back hundreds of years. Seaview offers an open door to all who recognize and honor our principles and the values from which they are derived: interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, justice, and love, which is at the center of our values. These are values which call us to action and which make us accountable to one another. Here at Seaview, our commitment to the work we are called to do through these values is demonstrated in our mission, which is to provide a nurturing community, foster courageous spiritual growth, and inspire compassionate action. It is with this love and commitment that we welcome all of you, member, friend, visitor, and everyone in between, to worship at Seaview and be part of this journey with us. For those of us who are younger, we have our growing ground at the front of the sanctuary to my left, where small children and their parents can entertain themselves quietly. For those of us who are a bit more wiggly, and for whom quiet is truly difficult, you and your parents may also enjoy the service in the foyer, where it will be streamed and where there are coloring pages, paper, markers, and colored pencils. Our worship theme this month is Cultivating Compassion, and the title of today's service is Gifts from the Past. And it will be led by Stacia Sanders, Laura Moss, and Martha Shore, our worship services associate. Also assisting with the worship today are Reverend Mark Weiss, Crystal Lennon, and our awesome choir. And of course, we couldn't do this without our amazing tech team, Bruce Wayner, Pat Push, Doug Throp, and Paige Brage. Next week, the service title is The Practice of Gratitude, and it will be led by Reverend Viola Abbott. Once again, thank you for being with us this morning, and we hope you'll join us in the social hall for coffee hour after the service.
high upon a hill, for the shrieking of the wind, I lay my spirit bare at the feet of untamed things, amidst the crumbling stone, where time-worn gods have lain their heads. I walk through night alone to claim the magic of this land. When the bright glory comes, I will feast with the shining ones. When the bright glory comes, the screaming hag that rides the wind will rip the soul right from your skin. The hollow hills will swallow you and flay apart your mind. To win the kiss of the gifted ones, we risk our lives on the mountain front. Some wake mad and some wake dead. Some will rise with a fire in their head. The fire mountain burns, thrust up from primordial sea. 1,000 glittering pools reflect the shape of destiny. The giant sits his chair to test the seeking soul below. He sees you striving there to claim which way your fate will go. At the crimson blush of dawn, I will sing my victory song. At the crimson blush of dawn, I'll sing. The screaming hag that rides the wind will rip the soul right from your skin. The hollow hills will swallow you and flay apart your mind. To win the kiss of the gifted ones, we risk our lives on the mountain front. Some wake mad, some wake dead. Some will rise with a fire in their head. Some will rise with a fire in their head. Some will rise with a fire in their head.
Our opening words today are by Laura Moss. Who are our human ancestors? They are the ones who have taken action that results in who we are. This isn't just biological. It's intellectual, emotional, and spiritual as well. Those ancestors don't have to be paragons of virtue or purity. They don't have to be perfect because they're human. They are human spirits who have contributed to our place in the world. Ancestors are not just of blood. They are the activists, the pioneers, the artists and musicians, the writers, the philosophers. They are the friends and neighbors and colleagues. They are our ancestors not because they are of our blood. They are our ancestors because they matter to us. And now let us worship together.
Unitarian Universalists worldwide began their services by lighting the chalice. Today, our chalice will be lit by Malaya. Malaya is 12, and her hobbies are video games. And you might want to know that she's brought to us courtesy of our elder in the Southern District, Kiami Raman, her grandmother. If you would join in the lighting of the words of chalice lighting. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek to sustain and share. And now, if you would join with us, we'll have hymn number 101. Wasn't that beautiful? Our caring ministry is how we maintain a culture of the heart in this church. And it consists of pastoral associates. We have some here today. If they're available, if you need someone to talk to, and our caring team members who can provide short-term assistance to those in need. The screen behind me provides information on how to contact these people, and also our minister is available too. Our Book of Life, which is kept at the back of the sanctuary on my right, is meant for you to record personal milestones that you would like to share with your congregation. And if you would like to physically mark what you are holding in your heart to do today, you may do so by placing a stone or a shell in the receptacle. The Book of Life, there's also one upstairs on the left. For those of you in Zoom, if you have a personal joy or sorrow you would like to share with the Seaview community, please type it into the chat box. Those joys and sorrows that are of a personal nature will be recorded in the Book of Life. And now we'll hear from a member of our caring team.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Dickon, and I understand there were ghosts in the building last night. Oh no, sorry. Thank you to our teens. It wasn't ghosts, it was teens, who put in so much work all day yesterday and this morning to paint their room. They did all the prep, setup, and cleanup. Bravo. Yeah. And another thank you to our teen advisors and chaperoning facilitators. Thank you.
I know that we are all faced with unsettling news and things that are happening to our friends and our neighbors, and there are joys too. Lots of those have not been shared, but they're in our hearts. So if we could hold a few moments of silence and prayer, let's have that now. May we all draw upon whatever gives us strength and hope, whether it is the God of many names or no name at all, the great force that courses throughout the universe, the divine spark in each of us, or this community that we love and value as we hold in our hearts all that's been spoken into this space, in person and in our hearts. But may we in particular find solace in the fact that we are here to journey with one another, to share our joys and our sorrows. And as we close our silence and honor the different faith journeys, may we sing from our hearts. I was asked to reflect on what comforts me from our ancestors. I think I was first aware of petroglyphs probably in the 6th grade. I was fascinated by the drawings. Fast forward into a trip with our UUSC, Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, which is separate from the UUA, but part of it too. I went with some of our teens to West Virginia, to an area to provide service, to do a service project, but also to do a learning project. It was a phenomenal trip because the area was devastated by strip mining and poverty and drugs. And yet, the people that we met had resilience and hope and laughter, and they were kind to us. And the liaison from the community took us to the old swimming hole so that we got to do like they did and leap into the water from a train trestle. Let me tell you, that was the highest I'd ever been jumping into water. And I wouldn't have done it if it hadn't been one of our teens saying, "Oh, sure, you can do it." So I was really learning from the young kids when we went to an abandoned mine, which was entered into with a cave from the mine shaft was built into the cave. And on the cave, amazingly, there were drawings from our First Nation folks that brought me back to the 6th grade. I was like, huh, I learned something that's relevant. Here it is, right here. And one of the things that really spoke to me was not just the animals, not just the hunters, not just the sun drawings, but the spiral. The spiral. I didn't know why it spoke to me, but it did. A couple of years later, I went well, actually, a year later or so, Jiffy came back from visiting her friend from her year as an exchange student who lived in New Zealand. And she brought back some beautiful things that were influenced by the Maori people of New Zealand. And one of my favorite things is a little thing that hangs on my wall. I bet you can guess. It's a spiral. But then Elisa and I went to Ireland, our post-grief trip. We were going to have the greatest trip, and we did. But we went to the New Grange, which is a huge burial ground outside of Dublin. And you enter, it dates back to 3,200 BC, before the pyramids. So it's way back. So you go into this entry into this huge mound, and it's lit, and you're going through, and then they turn out the lights, and you're with a bunch of people, and it's pretty narrow, and it's like, I'm not so sure I like being in this space. But then we moved forward, and in through a shaft of light, you see a worship space inside this burial mound. There, what did I see? A spiral. And then I remembered the 6th grade, not only the petroglyphs, but the spiral in the crop circles. So what do I take from that? What is the thing that I hold on to from our ancestors? You are insignificant, and you are important. You are connected. You are a part of the universe and the mystery and the miracle. Or maybe Carl Sagan says it better. The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself. Let's take care of it.
Teens and youth, would you come forward, please? So teens, you're my inspiration for today. Because they have been studying different faiths, world religions, in the teen room. And with the idea of the ancestors, one of the things that I'm fascinated about is the idea of a kami. Does anyone know what a kami is?
It's Japanese, right?
Yep.
God.
Good. A sacred being, the kami. So did you know that all of your ancestors who've passed are considered kami? spiritual beings. Now, many of us probably have relatives that we probably feel that are not spiritual beings. So the Japanese do put a few sort of guidelines about how you can be a kami. And you have to be extraordinary in some way, good leader. You have to be virtuous. You have to be loved by your family. But they do say that there are no absolutes. That Shinto believes that nobody's perfect, but no one's bad. It is an optimistic faith that humans have goodness. So when you think about spiritual beings, your ancestors, we all know already that we don't have to have them by blood, right? You can have ancestors or someone you look up to. Have you thought about some of the people who have gone before you that you look up to? Anyone want to share? Young at heart? Come on, don't be shy, say it.
I have a great Aunt Sarah who passed many, many years ago, and she was such a loving heart and open and welcomed her home to any passersby. She was known in the whole county. So she's mine.
She's a kami. What about Dr. Martin Luther King? Come on, people, think about the people who've gone before us that you look up to, even with all their greatness and their foibles.
I never knew them personally, but my I believe great grandparents, possibly great great grandparents, were Lebanese immigrants at a time that it was not safe. Not that it's was ever truly safe, but it is. I look up to them a lot because I think that they are inspirational. I think that it's really cool that like I get to have those kind of people in my life, even if they were never like truly in my like life, like they're still a part of me, and I think that that's really cool.
Good.
So like you were, wait.
If that's important to you.
I guess.
You want to say it?
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks.
I guess, I don't know if this is kind of broad, but like people have made like an impact, like not only in my life, but like you said, like MLK, like people who kind of like stood up and changed, I guess, changed things for the better, I guess. I don't know if that's a good way of putting it, but yeah.
That's good. Anyone else? Say it. Eleanor Roosevelt.
All the women of the suffragette movement.
There you go, suffragette movement. People who fought for civil rights, all the people who fought in the Stonewall riots, all the people who now are working on transgendered rights. Okay. So think about those who've come before us, whether biological, blood, or inspirational. Those are your kami. Those are your spiritual beings to look up to. Blessed be everyone. Thank you, youth.
Thank you, that was lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, it's like, I thought that was something special. The ministry of this church not only consists of what we do within these walls, both real and virtual, but what we do that extends beyond the walls. And so each month we share 50% Of the money collected during the Sunday offering that is not designated as a payment pledge on a pledge with an organization in the community. The organization that we are sharing with this month is Paint Pink. Paint Pink Inc. is a Hampton Roads non-for-profit funded by the Norfolk artist Kim Keene, which is committed to providing financial support for cancer patients. Supporting programs such as this is one way that for us to live into our principles that honor the inherent worth and dignity of all people, and justice and equity and compassion in human relations. Giving our time and talent and treasure to the organizations that matter to us is a spiritual practice for those of us who call ourselves Unitarian Universalists, and one that we should not shy away from. More importantly, it's essential to our survival. The baskets will be coming around if you wish to make your gift in cash or check. There are additional information on the wall for giving virtually. And you can set your intentions for giving. While you do that, we will be listening to another, aren't we lucky, selection from our choir.
Seekest thou the road to all that's foul and fair? Gather, sisters, fire, water, earth, and air. Darkest hour, wake thy power, earthly and divine. Burn and brew with carbon true, and glory shall be thine. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Circle sun with fate, unlock thy hidden gate. Marching ever forward, 'neath the wooded shrine. I stray not from the path, I hold death's hand in mine. Primal night, giveth sight, familiar by thy side. If sun be gone, we carry on, spirit as our guide. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Blood and tears and bone, maiden mother crone. The road is wild and wicked, winding through the night, where all that's wrong is right and all that's bad is good. Through many miles of tricks and trials, we'll wander high and low. Tame your fears, a door appears, the time has come to go. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Follow me
Your gifts reflect your beauty, are useful to your church and your community, and are muchly appreciated.
Today we're going to talk about our gifts from the ancestors, but before we get started, I want to recognize some of our helpers today that did not get mentioned earlier, the Reverend Mark Wise, Tasha Dockery, and our helpers Andrew Martin, and Kara Kilburn, and Kat Nash, and our candlelighters, Theo and Maya. Okay, go ahead and start the slideshow, please. Today we will consider all of the people who are our ancestors, not those just of blood, but of spirit, tradition, and the land. Anyone who has enriched your life directly or indirectly can be claimed as an ancestor, living or dead. For some, the topic of ancestors can be very difficult. And I will say this, you have no obligation to honor abusive ancestors. Okay, I'm going to say that again. You have no obligation to honor abusive ancestors.
We call to our ancestors of blood, the people who nurtured us. We remember your presence and honor you.
The ancestors of blood are my maternal grandmother and grandfather. The joy they enlivened at every holiday and how they always had a childlike wonder displayed. They helped raise me and to instill in me an appreciation of the mysterious. I can remember being held as a baby in a black and white photo that cannot be found. They are with me.
Ancestors of blood can be some of those closest to us. They can be the ones who passed us the things we love most about ourselves and our family. Those who sang songs with us on holidays, who helped raise us, who taught us our favorite recipes, who gave us our example of living with perseverance, humor, wisdom, joy, and compassion. My grandmother passed me her laughter, her joy in music, her excellent hugs, and a love of apple pie, and a very, very deep love that I will treasure forever. I still feel her with me, and I hear her voice in my heart.
The ancestors I claim and venerate include my grandfather, who loved to surprise visit us, always bringing sweets for me. My great-grandmother, part of the Sami indigenous people of Finland, who always had time for a hug. And my great-grandfather, who held me on his lap and allowed me to dip my korpu into his coffee. All these people passed through the veil before I was 5, but their memory lives on and their influence in my life continues.
I love the gifts that my family has shared with me. The appreciation for gardening, music, and learning new things connects me to them even when we live states away from one another. While I venerate ancestors of blood, I also include in that group my play grandmother. She knew members of my family in the early years, and knowing her gave me the first experience of building a chosen family. Her gifts of joy and respect for everyone's faith journey have made a huge difference in my life.
If anyone has a picture of an ancestor with them that they would like to put on the altar, now would be a great time to do that. I know Miss Diana had some that she was going to put up there, so. Thank you.
Each of us is a node on a family tree. We may not have known these people in their physical form. We may not even know who these ancestors are. These may be people who claim us as part of a family even when there is no physical tie. These may be people who are not trackable through genealogy, but they are still our ancestors. My own documented bloodline, one branch of which reaches back to 1609 in Quebec, does not match my DNA. But they still claim me as family, and I claim them. My indigenous ancestors are impossible to name because of the lack of written records.
Your genetics have some sway over you, but they don't make up the whole truth of who you are. You may have your great aunt's eyes, your mother's smile, or your grandfather's hair color, and your experiences are still your own.
We call to the ancestors of tradition, whose teachings supported and molded us. We remember your presence and honor you.
For those of us who do not follow a single path of spirituality, our ancestors of tradition can come from many places. We, as UUs, endorse a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, and that means our ancestors can span the world and religions. My own ancestors of tradition span my Sami family, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Bono, the chosen chiefs of the Order of Bards, Ovate, and Druids, and Professor Ronald Hutton.
I was raised Roman Catholic and went to a Catholic elementary school in rural Kentucky. One of the most influential people was Sister Mary Joyce, my first grade teacher. She loved teaching and she loved me. Later in life, I studied Buddhism with my teacher, Reverend Taha Ku, and took lay precepts. She lived what she preached from the moment to moment of her life. She was like a ginger ale, always effervescent and bubbly. She was a lover of the land, and I can still hear the wind through all the pine trees in Vermont on the hillside, right outside those temple windows.
I was raised Christian, and I claim Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a Presbyterian minister who taught children about kindness and expanded our little worlds from the screen in our homes, who showed us the worth and dignity of people who were outside our personal experience. As an adult, I chose a pagan spiritual path within the Unitarian Universalist tradition. I claim Starhawk, a feminist pagan leader and author, whose writings have inspired the spiritual journey that I walk as a spiritual ancestor and one who is still with us. Her discussions on community and care for the earth speak to some of my most deeply held beliefs. These people are part of my own path to continue following this golden thread through my life, making Seaview and the community I live in a place of open hands, of service, healing, and freedom.
We call to the ancestors of the land who lived and worked on the places we now walk. We remember your presence and honor you.
Remembering the ancestors of the land can be difficult in America, where Europeans came and pushed out the indigenous inhabitants and then worked the land using enslaved people. The land our church sits on was once inhabited by the Chesapeake tribe, who were part of the Algonquin Nation, and was later part of a plantation that was worked by enslaved people.
I just poured a libation to honor the lives of many who may have lived and worked on this land before our time. That includes the Chesapeake tribe, who likely joined the Algonquin Nation, and the enslaved people who may have lived and worked on this land before liberation. While not much is known about the Chesapeake tribe or about the enslaved people who may have later inhabited the land where we now worship, we can still honor them. We can honor and support the cultural offerings of story, song, crafts, and dance of the Algonquin tribe. We can learn the full history of who lived on the land before our time, not just on the lands where we live today, but the lands that are a part of our own histories.
Ancestors of the land While no single tribe was permanently located in the area where I grew up in Kentucky, the area was historically part of the hunting and contested territory of the Shawnee, the Cherokee, and the Chickasaw tribes. Also enslaved people lived in the area working as domestics and coerced farm labor. Jesuits, as relied on enslaved labor at St. Joseph's College in Bardstown, Kentucky, and St. Mary's College in Lebanon, Kentucky, no longer in existence. So I honor all the people before me and the spirits of the land. The trees, the hills, the rocks, and the soil are my ancestors.
We call to the living ancestors who inspire us to live a better life. We remember your presence and honor you.
Our ancestors don't have to be dead. All of us have teachers still living, and they become our living ancestors.
This could be a professor, a leader in an organization that you admire. It could be a friend who's taught you a great deal about how to deal with life's struggles. They might even be younger than you. Incorporating their shared knowledge and their wisdom into our lives makes us better friends, better leaders, parents, and people. One day, we might join their ranks, passing on the gifts that they shared with us to the next generation.
My living ancestors who inspire me is the Reverend Shane Nelson. He's the executive director of Sacred Well Congregation. He is a veteran, has a counseling practice, suffered a stroke, and while recovering from the stroke, started working on his doctorate of ministry. The other living ancestor for me is, surprising, Pope Leo XIV. He takes a stand for what is right.
We call to the ancestors of our family of choice. These are the people who love and support us without the ties of blood, land, or tradition. We remember your presence and honor you.
Like many gay men of a certain age, my age, we created our families of people who loved and supported us. Blood family has disappeared from my life, but I do claim many dead and living as my own. The Reverend Dr. Tom Driver, a past theological professor at Union Theological Seminary, who helped open my ideas to the possibilities of what theology and living were about. And he put me on a path to UUism, even though he was not a UU. To Tara, my best friend of many years, who taught with me and still helps to guide my life today.
Seaview has always been my family of choice, and so I claim those people who are part of it all the way back to the beginning. The Jordan family, Reverend Curtis, Will Frank, and all those other souls who were and part of this congregation.
I claim Adele Andrews, who some of you will remember as an ancestor of my family of choice. I met Adele during one of the hardest and most exhausting parts of my life when my children were all very small and I felt like I was losing myself. She shared her compassion and support when I first started in the choir at UCN. It deeply affected me, and it assured me that I was in the right place, that I was deeply valued for myself. Her example of warmth and dry humor and thoughtfulness continue to work on my heart as I engage with the very same community that she loved.
We've now given you some time to think about the ancestors you claim. You should have index cards on the end of the seats. Please take one and pass it out. Andrew will pass out more, and pens if you need them. Please take some time to write or draw a simple note of gratitude to these ancestors. You can choose a specific gift from a specific person or make a statement that is broader in scope. When you're done, we will collect them. We will send them off to the ancestors by burning them during our Samhain celebration on November 8th.
Can you run the video? Carrie, there's some in the back.
If anyone needed more time, you can drop your card into the basket as they're up front after service.
Now you can rise as you are able and willing for hymn number 1051.
For the benediction, we all share this earth. We share the air which has been breathed by blue-green algae, the fox, our ancestors, and the raven. We share the water we all need to survive. It is in our bodies, rises, falls, and flows in currents in the deepest oceans, and it will quench the thirst of our descendants. We are made up of the same things found in the hearts of stars, in mountains, and in comets. From our ancestors and the people in this room, from the fire of those stars, the breeze that brushes our cheek, the waves that cover our feet at the shore, we learn something precious. We are all part of each other, and nothing and no one is ever lost.
Our closing words, let us speak them together. They're an adaptation from Beyond Our Wildest Dreams by Roseanne S. But before we do, this is my favorite part. We all get to look at each other. Take a moment to look in front of you, behind you, beside you, and when you say these words, make sure that you're saying to these people that you are in your community, I put my faith in you, and together we can do what we could never do alone. And now is the time to extinguish the fire. And Malia is right on target again. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.